Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. This show is called Penitentiary Tricks, right? It's about this brother named Fat Mac. Fat Mac was a con artist. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? He never did business head up with anybody. When I met him, I was surprised that he was still one of the guys. I couldn't understand with all the things that I had heard about him and all the things that he had done and stuff that he'll brag about. I never understood how he remained the folks. But as you stay around him long enough, you get to understand why folks let him stick around. They had already understood when they put him on that this is how he gets down. And they tried the best they could anyway to make sure he didn't con up the folks. They didn't care if he conned everybody else, but not the folks. But they couldn't control him. Couldn't control him. It's like opening Pandora's box. You tell somebody like him not to do something, he gonna do it anyway. But he's so slick at the con game, you ain't gonna know he done it till it's too late anyway. Then you're going to want somebody to do something. But you knew before you went into the door dealing with Fat Mac that he was going to try to get over on you, right? But this is what he did one time, right? In the penitentiary, when he got transferred to the institution where I was at, you got to have a phone, right? Back in the day, when you doing things, and when I was in rotation back in the day, you had to have one. You couldn't do those types of things without one. That's just the bottom line. So check this out. Look what he did. He had to get a phone. But wouldn't nobody mess with him because his reputation preceded him, right? Everybody on the compound, whether it be Vice Lords, Bloods, Crips, every nation, the pagans, anybody, everybody, didn't nobody want to do business with Fat Mac because they knew he was going to try to do something shady. He just couldn't do straight up business. That's just him, right? But there was this dude that came in one time, right? He happened to know this dude from the town, and dude was a Vice Lord. He wasn't up there in the ranking or nothing like that, right? But he was a Vice Lord. And, they knew each other. So he had his own way of doing things, right? When he got to the penitentiary, he knew, because he had come from another joint. When he got there, he knew he had to establish himself because a lot of people didn't mess with him either because he was kind of messed up too. But he got his own phone. And when he got his own phone, he was taking care of the business, right? Now, because he knew Fat Mac, he let Fat Mac use the phone every now and then, right? You know what I mean? And they were in the same pod. We all was in the same pod. So Fat Mac started to make moves. But see, it's one thing about Fat Mac. He ain't never satisfied with just a little bit. He wants to run things because, look here, when you a con artist, when you shady, you constantly believe that somebody finna get over on you. Because you know that's what you got in the back of your mind. You finna find a way to get them, so you constantly thinking that somebody's trying to get you. So that's how Fat Mac was. So when he saw that the Vice Lord dude had the phone, and he had certain times he would only let Fat Mac use the phone, he started to get frustrated with that. So he started saying things to dude as if he was going to take the phone. Now, the Vice Lord dude ain't going, but here's the problem with what Fat Mac was thinking. He tried his boo game. Boo game didn't work. Yeah, Fat Mac, 360 pounds. He done fell on top of a dude, man. I'm telling you, one time we on the ball field, he grabbed a dude and just fall down on top of him. Almost broke dude back. Man, when I saw the dude's face when he hit the ground, Fat Mac got all his weight leaning into him like an inside linebacker in the NFL when they tackle one of them running backs and then they chuck right into him. Oh, that's how Fat Mac did it. And dude's face wrenched up, man, like he thought he was going to die. Couldn't breathe or nothing. And he just laying on top of him and Fat Mac just laughing at him, punching him in his side. The dude can't breathe. We had to tell him, get up, man, before you kill him. So when Fat Mac tried that boo game with the Vice Lord brother, the Vice Lord brother told him, man, you know what it is with me. They knew each other from the town. So he wasn't finna try Fat Mac in that way. So here's the thing. Fat Mac, like I said, he the con artist, right? So he trying to find another way to get it. Now he peeping the move, right? He sees how things are going at the compound. And there was this one day where the police ran in there, all of them. They running in there real fast. They get up into the pod and they run upstairs. I'm talking about it had to be planned. They was already on deck. You feel me? Didn't nobody see them coming up the sidewalk. Cause in the pod when you're doing all this stuff, you'll have people looking out. That everybody be, have somebody posted on the windows so you can see outside the unit and you can see the officers when they're starting to rush the unit. Because if they rush in the unit, that means they're coming to get somebody. And they don't want nobody to know it's a surprise attack. So this particular day, the police, they rushed the unit. Now, everybody's observing, you know what I'm saying? Because we already see what it is. But Fat Mac, he's watching. And he's looking for a different reason. He's trying to figure out how they doing this so he can put that in his con, add that to his con, right? And they run up in the unit, they get them somebody, they run to the cell, pop the cell door real fast and run in there, and they come out, put the dude in the handcuff, and he's panicking. The dude is panicking. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, the dude was on the phone. Now here you go, this is what they do. Let me give you a little insight on how they get you when you're on the phone in there, right? You could be on the phone. Somehow, some way, usually through a snitch, they done got your number. Now once they get your number, what they'll do is they'll call it or text it. They always do that. And no matter how many times you tell people in the penitentiary that got phone, don't answer no numbers that you don't know. Don't do it. Don't do it. No matter how many times you tell them that, guess what happens? They gonna answer the phone. Why? Why do you think they do that? This is why. I'm gonna tell you why they do it. They answer that phone because they think it's somebody on the other end that they might be able to con and get over on. Or they thinking it's somebody on the other end that's calling back from somebody that they've let use the phone, and they're going to try to scoop the gab or something like that, or try to get them to send them some money or something through Green Dot or something like that. It's always some shady, so they ignore everything they've been told. If you don't recognize that number, don't answer it. They just want to be shady though, so they answer it. And when they do that, when the police done got your information, they get you on the phone. They'll give you some more idle conversation and talk. But guess what done happened? They done sent them boys after you. And they coming real fast. Why is that important? They want to catch you with that phone on. Because if they catch you with that phone on, that means they can go into that phone and they can see who's used that phone, where you been calling, who been calling you, and 9 times out of 10, if you ain't been erasing the information off of it and the numbers and all this and that, because let me tell you something, so, some people in here are so silly, they'll keep Green Dot numbers in the phone. Why? Why would you do that? Some people do that. So there's officers, when they bust you with a phone, they want that thing open so they can get as much information as they can, cast a wide net, and get everybody that might have had something to do with that phone, write them up, lock them up. You feel me? That's what they're on. So Fat Mac is watching and he's observing and he's learning. And some of the brothers will tell him what's going on, knowing Fat Mac ain't gonna do the right thing with that information, but because he the folks will feel comfortable about certain things talking around him. So he's added this to his con. So now he's thinking, okay, I'm finna use this to my advantage. Now check this out now. Now the Vice Lord dude ain't paying no attention that Fat Mac done got tired of him. He wants to use that phone when he wants to use it. He really wants the phone, but he got to find a way to get it. Because the Vice Lord dude ain't finna sell him half of the phone. See, in here you can sell a person 50% of a phone, right? Tell them to give you half of what you pay for it, and then they can use it half of the week, and you use it half of the week, or you use it during the day, and they use it during the night, or vice versa, right? But this Vice Lord dude wasn't going to do that because his Vice Lord brothers ain't going. And plus, he didn't have no interest in that anyway. But Fat Mac, even though he had started being able to use the phone and get his money, wouldn't nobody do business with Fat Mac, but they don't trust Fat Mac. You feel what I'm saying? So here's the problem. Now Fat Mac got to get that phone, but he got to get it in a way to where it ain't going to start no war. Because don't forget what I told you. Folks them done let him know. Folks them done let him know. Look here, man, your reputation precedes you. You do anything that cause a war or cause us to even have to contemplate going against the opposition, you going to the back. So he's got to do this in a way to where folks them don't even know that he did it, or the Vice Lords don't know that he did it. Now, how do you do something like that? How do you con somebody without them knowing that they've been conned? A good con artist can do that. Let me tell you how he did it. This is what he did. Check this out now. This is what he did. He got the Vice Lord dude to let him use the phone one night. And the Vice Lord dude used the phone, right? And when the Vice Lord dude used the phone, when the Vice Lord dude let Fat Mac use the phone overnight, Fat Mac is making sure that he got the number. He got the number to the phone. Once he gets the number to the phone, he got what he needs. He don't need to do anything else but get the number to that phone, right? Now, he's got it. Next thing he needs to do is try to figure out the codes to that phone. He's got to have the code. If he ain't got the code to the phone, it ain't no good to him once he gets it. So he got to get the code to the phone. How do you get the code to the phone? He tell the Vice Lord dude, he said, look, man, you let me use the phone in a couple of days, I'm going to put some money on it, but I need the information to the phone, right? So I can open it up, because I ain't going to keep the phone on all night. I got to wait till my gal get home at 3 in the morning. Vice Lord dude ain't even thinking. Fat Mac ain't got no girlfriend. Ain't nobody messing with him like that, unless he paying. But again, in here, when you think you're going to get something for nothing, you lose all your common sense. And that's what the Vice Lord dude did. He lost all common sense because he felt like, shoot, I can get him to pay this month for the phone bill and I'll be good. You know, them plans is $50 and up. You understand what I'm saying? So here we go. He give Fat Mac the information, but he ain't worried about Fat Mac taking the phone because he ain't going. And the Vice Lords ain't going. So he give him the phone, he give him the information so he can put the money on the phone for the month and everything's straight. Now, Fat Mac got everything he need. He got the phone number to the phone and he got the codes to get into the phone, right? At his own leisure. That way, everything that he needs, once he gets that phone, if he's able to successfully get it, he can use that phone and won't nobody know. But how do you do that? We still got the same problem, don't we? How do you do that and don't nobody find out? You just tricked them out of that phone and you done almost potentially caused war. How do you do that? What I tell you, let me tell you something else about Fat Mac. Fat Mac kept a little green money on it, right? And in the penitentiary, green money is way more profitable and important than a green dot. Green dot, yeah, you see the numbers on there and all this and that to go to the bank, but when you got that cold hard currency, woo-hoo-hoo, you can get the police to do some things for you. Now listen to what I'm finna tell you. This is what I'm finna tell you. It was 2 female officers that worked the pod at this particular time, right? At this penitentiary that I used to be at. And these 2 females, look here, I'm just gonna say it. They were gone. They were going. They trying to get their money. You feel what I'm saying? But here's the thing. They ain't gonna mess with anybody either. They just as smooth and as suave as everybody in the penitentiary in that particular pod that's getting money. They know who's who, what's what, and if they ain't benefiting from it, they don't want to rap about it. You ain't finna put them in no situation where they gonna get walked up out the penitentiary. These 2 females was smart. They played the game and they played the game to win. They played it on their terms. But see, when you're dealing with a con artist like Fat Mac, you're going to have to be 10 toes down and about your business. And Fat Mac was the type of dude, ain't no female finna be smarter than him in the con game. He knew what he needed him to do. But here's the thing. Don't forget, you got to do this in a way to where don't nobody know they got conned. You understand what I'm saying? They can't cause no problem. So he got one officer, which is his right hand. He got the other officer, which is his left hand. And in the game, in the con game, you don't let your right hand know what the left hand doing. That's how you got to be. And if you ain't good at that, don't even try this game. But this is what he did. This is what he did. He go to get one officer. He tells the one officer, we're going to call this officer number 1. So he goes to tell officer number 1, he said, look, I need you to do something for me. She looked at him like, you know how them sisters be looking at you. Boy, get away from me. I ain't got time to be messing with you. I already know what's up with you. He like, no, I just need you to do one thing for me. And I'm going to give you $250. Period, point blank. No questions asked. She said, boy, you know I ain't with that. I don't mess with you. You ain't even my type. She hit him like that, right? Because she thought he's trying to buy some tail or something like that, right? He like, no, it ain't even like that. He said, I need you to make a phone call for me. She look at him. You want me to make a phone call for you and you're going to give me $250. He was like, yeah. He said, but wait a minute. I need you to do this about 4 or 5 times in a row. I don't care if nobody answers. But if anybody answer the phone, I'm going to tell you what to say to them. And you do this for me. I need you to call 4 or 5 times. But if they answer, I need you to call back and repeat the same message at least twice. So she looked at him. She said, well, what kind of games are you playing? She said, what is it you're not telling me? He said, look, you going to do it or not. That's all I need you to do. And I'm going to give you $250. She said, give me the money now. He said, no. He said, I'm going to give you the money. I'm going to give you half of the money up front. And I'm going to give you the other half after you done finish these 5 calls. It don't matter if don't nobody answer. But I need you to make this call for me. And when you call, you need to let the phone just keep on ringing and ringing about 6 or 7 times. And she said, that's all you want me to do? And he was like, yeah. And she said, look, don't have me calling some girl and get me in the middle of nothing. He said, it ain't a female or nothing. He said, don't even worry about who it is on the other phone. If they answer, I need you to tell them that you're trying to find out what's going on with Billy, and if Billy is there, and you need to put Billy on the phone. Don't worry about what they say. He keep telling her, it don't matter what they say, just repeat this message. Just repeat this message. And she was like, and you gonna give me $250 for this? He was like, yeah. So she said, okay, we gonna do it. When you wanna do it? He said, I want to start tomorrow. I'm gonna give you half of the money tomorrow, and then when you go home, I need you to call. Block your number out. You feel what I'm saying? You block your number out the first time, but then the second time, I need you to call from a phone where you can leave the number on there. She said, you didn't say that at first. She said, I ain't finna be calling and have my number messed up. Call from anybody's number, but I need that number to show up that second call. Okay? Not the first one, but the second call. So she in now. Now here's the thing. He told her to say Billy because one of the Vice Lord brother, his first name is Billy. Right? And Fat Mac know that the Vice Lord let his brother Billy use the phone. Right? Now here's the thing. If Billy, look, it sounds like an old fairy tale or math problem. You know how math problem feel. If Billy is in his cell at night and he's not a cellmate of the other Vice Lord that has the phone, when officer number 1 calls and asks for Billy, the Vice Lord dude can't put Billy on the phone because Billy's not in the cell, right? But it creates what? The illusion that somebody is making a return call for Billy, right? Right? I know y'all still lost, but try to follow me here. But here's the thing. That's going to plant in the Vice Lord dude's head that somebody's calling back on this number. And he's been told, like everybody else in the penitentiary, at this facility, if you got a phone and somebody called from a number you don't recognize, don't answer it. But again, everybody in the penitentiary try to be sneaky and slick, trying to come up, trying to get something, or just curious. Just curious, wanting to see who is this got my number and how they get it. So now, that's just part 1 of the game. Now, part 2 of the game, this is the most important part. So now he go to officer number 2. And he tell officer number 2, this is what I need you to do for me. She look at him like, boy, you know I don't mess with your kind. Basically the same thing that officer number 1 said. You feel what I'm saying? But see, officer number 2, she like mess with the type of dudes that, you know, get money, you know what I'm saying, and like to be flashy and all that, the pretty boy types and all. And Big Mac, Fat Mac just don't fit that role. Fat Mac don't, hey, look here. Fat Mac look like a you ever took a hamburger meat and try to make a hamburger, real fat type of hamburger, and then you cook it and it's burnt? You know what I'm saying? And you can see it tastes good, but it's burnt, real black. You know what I'm saying? And you put it on the mustard and the ketchup and the lettuce and the pickles and the onions on it and the cheese. Don't forget the cheese. You put the cheese on that thing and you squeeze it together. But then when you look at the bread, you look at it from the side, you can see the meat is a little bit darker than what you might have wanted. But boy, I'm telling you, it tastes real good because it's well done. See, that's what Fat Mac looked like. He looked like a well done cooked piece of hamburger meat. And he just can't seem to, you know what I'm saying, find somebody that like his type in the penitentiary. You feel what I'm saying? He probably paying for it on the time. But it's somebody for everybody. It's somebody for everybody. But he ain't got no game, no nothing. He coming with the money off the top. He paying for it off the top. So she looking at him like, I ain't got no time to be playing with you. What do you want? So he tells her, he said, look, I'm gonna give you $250. If the day come, when the day come, not if, my bad, when the day come, I'm gonna need you to help me do something real slick. Now she on the slick stuff. See, a lot of women won't admit that. A lot of women won't admit that, but you got some women out there, they get off on being slick, just conniving, especially when they're gonna get paid for it, right? They just like to see if they can do it. And he can see that she's that type. So she said, tell me what I'm gonna have to do. And he told her, he said, look, In a few days, I'm going to need you to step to somebody and I'm going to need you to tell them that they talking about you. They telling me that you got a phone. Have you been getting, and then that's when he going to hit her. She going to hit him with the number and say, have you been receiving a call from this number right here? And of course the dude going to say, yeah, because it's true. So she going to present herself like she looking out. And she going to be like, look, they coming. Give me the phone and you going to be straight. There ain't no write up, no nothing. You're going to have to go find your nut and get your nut off the land. But this one here is burnt. They coming. They going to keep coming until they get this phone because they know it's here. That's what he wants her to tell him in a few days. And she with it. She take the bait. She said, well, give me my money. He said, He said, I'm going to give you the money when you go do it. And when he hand you that phone, you give me the phone. She started laughing. She said, boy, you ain't no good. And he asked her, he said, you in? She said, I'm in. Now, I know you might think it ain't some people in here like it, but it is. Just because they wearing a uniform don't mean they ain't shysted, because they shysted. So he put the plan in effect. He go to officer number 1, tell her to call. She called the first time, the number blocked. She called the second time, the number's not blocked. She got a different phone. It's ringing and ringing. He don't ever answer. Took call number 3, he don't answer. Call number 4, he don't answer. Call number 5, he don't answer. Now she's into it. She called the extra time. Call number 6, he don't answer. But she coming back in every morning and she telling Fat Mac, look, I done called, everything straight, he ain't answering. He cool with that. He cool with that. He give her the rest of her money. She done. So now he go back to officer number 2. And he go tell officer number 2 to go to the vice lord dude and do exactly what they've already discussed. She go to officer number 2 go to the vice lord dude. And she run the whole script down just like her and Fat Mac had rehearsed it. The vice lord dude, he spooked. He like, man, for real? She was like, yeah, it ain't no joke, they coming. Now she sees spooked, right? But see, she ain't realizing that the vice lord dude taking this to another level. Why is that? She don't realize what's going on. She don't realize what's going on. But he gets spooked. He gets spooked. And before he even thought it through, or before he went and said something to any one of his other vice lord brothers, she hit him with, look, I got you. Just give me the phone. You just got to get your nut. But you don't want to get right up. You don't want to get caught with this phone. He give her the phone. And when he give her the phone, she telling him, you're doing the right thing. Because, once they make them calls like that, they going to come in here and they going to try to catch you with this phone on. And now he's so nervous, not because he can't handle the hold and all this and that. He's so nervous. You know what? I ain't going to tell you why he's nervous. You're going to have to come back and listen to the next episode so you can understand why he's nervous. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to even tell you why he's nervous. But anyway, she get the phone. She go take the phone to Fat Mac. And Fat Mac give her the rest of her bread. Now he done spent $500 and he got a cell phone that he know the number to, and he got all the codes and stuff to get in it, right? And right now, he dead free, get away. Don't nobody know but him and officer number 2 that he got a phone, right? Peep game. Don't nobody know that's the folks, and don't nobody know that it's the vice lords. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody think that, you know what I'm saying, the gig is up. You feel me? Because the vice lord dude, he go tell the 5-star, ooh, I slipped up, didn't I? I said the 5-star. How important is that? Y'all know the 5-star is top ranking in vice lords, right? And this is why he was nervous. But you're going to have to come back and listen to the next episode to really fully understand why he got nervous when he went and told the 5-star EU what he had done. You feel what I'm saying? This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.
I'm getting